Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have my mom's new Kia Soul. It's new to her. She loves this little car, but the only problem is it does not have a backup camera and does not have really any way for her to use GPS or anything like that. She has purchased off of Amazon, and I will leave a link in the description to whichever one of these that she got, but I think most of them are going to be about the same. But she got a smart screen, so this is going to be a CarPlay, Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and this is everything that comes with it. I spared you the unboxing process because that is just really ridiculous sometimes, but I'll show you everything that comes with it. We've got a 3.5mm auxiliary cord here. We've got the USB-C charger that will go into her cigarette lighter, and that does have an auxiliary port so she can continue to charge her phone off of the cigarette lighter. Here we've got the backup camera. We've got a windshield mount, which we're not going to use just because the windshield positioning is just not going to be good. And then, of course, we've got a couple little we've got some screws and stuff here for the backup camera and whatnot. But here's the screen. Hopefully this is going to be a good screen for her. This does have a dash cam. I can't remember if this is 4K or if this is, I know it's not 1080p, so I don't know if it's 2.5 or whatever it is. But we'll check that out. And this is the mount that we are going to use. Might have to put a couple of screws in it, but we'll see. What I don't want is for this to, in the heat, because it is going to be up on the top of the dash, what I don't want is for this to fall over while she's driving. That would not be good. So we'll go over this real quick. Let's get into some light here. So on the far left, we've got your USB Type-C, that's your charging port, and then we've got AV in right next to that. That is where the backup camera is going to plug in. Next, we've got SD card slot, which comes pre-installed with a 64 gig SD card, so that's good. I didn't know, I was hoping they weren't going to put like a little 8 gig or something in there, but it's 64 gig, and this should have loop recording on the dash cam. So that's nice. And then, of course, we've got our auxiliary out, which is how we are going to be wiring this up. These units, you can use the Bluetooth transmitter, which is usually kind of hit or miss. I don't really recommend that. You can, there's a couple of different options, but I always, if we've got a 3.5mm jack, it always works. We don't have to use the wireless FM transmitter. The 3.5 always works, so it doesn't matter where you're going. You don't have to worry about any kind of audio interference off of the FM station. So down here is obviously where we're going to put the backup camera. That's probably going to be the biggest job out of all of this, and I'm going to do most of the work, and then I'm going to show you what I've done in order to get it done, and we'll go over it and see how this thing works. I don't think you really need to see me doing a lot of this, but I will stop and point out a few things along the way. So what we've got done so far is I've got a hole drilled up here for the backup camera for the cable to go through. So that will go back behind and up in there. And then I've got a hole drilled right down here for that cable to run, and then took out the whole light assembly, put a hole through here, and quickly, this is the back of the light assembly spliced into the blue wire, which is going to be the hot wire on the backup light. So once power goes to that from the backup, that will ignite this wire, which we will in turn hook up into the other system. So I've got it nice and neat in here, and of course, you know, that's quality right there. But we're gonna get that plugged back in and we'll go from there. Got everything hooked up, tucked away, nice and neat, no exposed wires. We got zip ties, we got everything tucked away, super clean. And this is the only exposed wire that we've got. And this thing is going to be so nice for her. Let's check it out. Okay, so here's the power cord here, and what's nice about this, I can't say for every vehicle, but what's nice about this one is it powers on with the car, So that's pretty awesome. And then of course we've got our auxiliary port right here. So that's how we're getting our audio. And it powers up with the car. So pretty nice. Takes a minute to boot up. It's the same basic operating system as what I've got in my truck. But there you have it. I've got my phone paired up to it. Pretty neat. I don't know if you can see real well with the glare, but I've got the music down just because of, you know, copyright and all that kind of stuff. But it works like your normal CarPlay. If you want to get into the maps, you just tap on that. You tap back. You can get into your music, whatever you want. And this has got, so we'll go over here to Smart Screen, and we've got our DVR. So we've got a split screen look right now. So that's the backup camera, and that's the front-facing camera. And this front-facing camera is going to loop record, so that's really super nice. You don't have to mess with anything. You don't have to do anything. Now, if for some reason you need to, you get into an accident, you just get into this screen, and then you hit that stop recording, so it doesn't loop record, and then you can save it and use it. Pull that SD card out, and then you've got. You've got whatever it is that you need to give to the authorities or to your insurance or whatever it is. So just leave that recording all the time, and then you just go back to, say I've got Apple, so there's CarPlay, and hit that, and we've got CarPlay. And what's nice about the CarPlay is it can read your messages aloud. You can use Siri for everything. You don't have to touch the screen if you don't want to, and just makes a much safer driving experience. And you don't have to keep looking at your phone. Your map's right there, your music is all right there. You don't have to keep looking up and down, so you don't have to look at your phone, look here. You don't have to do any of that. So it's going to tell you what you need to know and keep from you what you don't need to know while you're driving. So there you go. This is super nice. I just used some double-sided tape on here, and I'm not gonna lie, I did use some super glue on the bottom here because the heat will definitely peel that double-sided tape up. I didn't want to put any screws in it, but super glue's not as bad as screws, right? I don't know, whatever, but that's what we've got. I didn't want to put any screws in it. So cool little car. Really glad she's got this. She really loves it. Nice red color. And so now she's got her backup camera. So basically, as soon as we put her in reverse, boom, now you've got your backup camera, and it comes right up. Beautiful screen, and shows you exactly what you're looking at. So that's what you want with a backup camera. So I don't know, I'd say for the money, I think she paid about $100 or $110 for this. I'd say for the money, this is super nice, especially because it's got that, I think it's a 2.5K, it might even be a 4K camera up front. I think the backup camera is 1080p, so it's nice and sharp and looks good, and that's what she really wanted. I needed her to have some protection while she's driving with the front-facing camera, and to be able to back up makes it nice. Plus, whenever she's going out of town to the grandkids' baseball games or whatever they've got going on, she's got the map. So check one of these out. I'll leave a link to this one in particular. I think this is a 9¼ inch diagonal screen. I like this one. This is real similar to what I've got in my dump truck. I like it because it's not super tall. It's not obstructing a lot of your vision, but it's big enough to where you can see it. And I think it's really just kind of the perfect size. So thank you very much. You guys have a great day, and God bless. Have a good one.